Eyes on me right now. This intel is the line between life and death tonight. 74% of career thugs fear a prepared homeowner way more than a badge. Locking and loading the proper steel completely flips the script on any intruder. Here is the cold truth. Massive caliber and high capacity are only part of the fight. One specific noise triggers pure survival instinct, making felons bolt for the exit. We are talking verified psychological metrics, not just some urban legend or a lucky guess. The top spot is going to catch you completely off guard. Once you realize why they are terrified, your entire tactical mindset will shift forever. Coming in at 9, the DP-12 twin-bore beast. Check this mind-bending scenario. Imagine the deadliest pump-action tech and then simply cranking it up twice as hard. That is the DP-12. A weapon so brutal, it makes veteran convicts freeze in their tracks. This Turkish powerhouse clocks in at 9.6 pounds, rocking an 18.875-inch barrel. This is where things get grisly. Looking through the eyes of a predator, you are staring down two separate 12-gauge platforms merged into a single chassis. Most pumps dump one shell per cycle, but this monster spits out 2 rounds instantly. Imagine a thief hearing that heavy-duty racking sound in a dark hallway, then realizing they are about to eat twice the lead in half the time. Its twin-tube setup packs 14 shells, with another 2 sitting hot in the chambers. That totals 16 rounds of pure 12-gauge chaos. A mental death blow for any intruder. That heavy dual-rail profile does not suggest a bird gun or casual hobby. It yells military-grade solution. Thugs talk shop about which homes are hard targets. News of a civilian packing a DP-12 ripples through the underworld like wildfire. Its true power lies in sheer, unadulterated reliability. Dual independent feeds mean if one side jams, the other keeps dropping bodies. Scumbags rely on your gear breaking or you losing your cool, but the DP-12 shuts that down. At 8, the Mossberg 590 Shockwave. What measures 26.37 inches and dodges federal red tape? The Mossberg Shockwave. A compact nightmare that makes street predators tremble. This is not some sawn-off toy. It is a clinical lesson in aggressive design. Sporting a 14-inch barrel and that signature Raptor-style bird's head handle, this 5.25-pound rig is the ultimate close-quarters 12-gauge tool. Do not mistake its small footprint for a lack of bite. It packs a full 12-gauge wallop. This is where the tactical mind games begin. In tight hallways, speed and mobility translate directly into kill shots. Long-barreled guns get snagged on door frames, handing the initiative back to the burglar. The Shockwave erases that edge, keeping you mobile and lethal. Thugs realize a Shockwave user can fire from angles they simply cannot defend against. Full-sized rigs cannot compete here. A 5+1 round count might look light, but put yourself in the felon's shoes. You just invaded a supposed soft target, and now you are staring down a compact cannon that owns the room. From 3 feet to 50 yards, that wide spread turns a frantic pull into a hit. Even raw nerves result in total destruction when you are wielding this level of force. However, the real damage is done to the intruder's psyche. The Shockwave's mean tactical profile screams that the homeowner is ready for war. Once they see this piece, they know they have stopped being the hunter and started being the hunted. Forget about some random bird gun pulled from the closet. This beast was engineered strictly for combat and selected by a professional who refuses to gamble with their family's safety. Coming in at 7. The legendary AK-47. Why does every street thug on Earth recognize that silhouette from 3 football fields away? Simple. This hardware is famous for cycling lead in the most brutal environments imaginable. That legacy of destruction strikes pure fear into anyone staring down its barrel. Your average AK spits the lethal 7.62 by 39 millimeter round, slamming targets with nearly 1,500 foot-pounds of raw kinetic force. Yet it isn't just the muzzle energy that keeps intruders awake at night. It's the mental crushing weight of facing a gun that never, ever jams. Picture the ultimate bad day for a home invader. They've scoped the joint, expecting a quick hit fueled by chaos and victim terror. Suddenly, they catch a glimpse of that iconic banana mag and curved receiver. Game over. The math changes instantly because everyone knows an AK never quits. To a predator looking for an easy mark, it signals total competence. An AK owner isn't a victim. they're a warrior. They chose rugged performance over fancy looks and ego. That means they're trained, locked, loaded, and ready to end the fight. Armed with 30 rounds of high-velocity hate and the capacity for rapid, surgical fire, this setup leaves any intruder completely outgunned and overwhelmed. But the real kicker is this. Street-level threats realize. AK users are usually survivalists who do not miss, which means hardened perimeters, tactical training, and zero blind spots. This fear factor ripples far beyond a single failed break-in. Word travels fast among lowlifes about which houses are hard targets, and an AK in the hands of a citizen turns an entire block into a no-go zone. Number 6. The heavy-hitting 357 Magnum wheel gun. Imagine pairing bone-shattering ballistic force with a machine that cannot fail. That's the 357 Magnum, the ultimate equalizer. A weapon that makes any crook rethink his life the second he sees that cylinder. It packs 800 foot-pounds of energy, but the real terror is the reliability. Absolute, unwavering certainty. While slides jam and springs break, a quality revolver goes bang every single time. Period. Look at it through the eyes of the intruder. You're staring down the throat of a massive steel frame revolver. You know that trigger pull equals a hole in your chest. No stovepipes, no duds. No wondering if the owner cleaned the thing lately. Just pure mechanical doom. The sight alone is enough to freeze your blood. That giant cylinder and the yawning black hole of a muzzle communicate one thing only. This is where your journey ends. Plus, there's a hidden message here. Total, cold-blooded confidence. A defender wielding a six-shooter against a mob isn't scared of a low round count. They know they won't miss their mark. That kind of ice-cold resolve destroys the morale of any thug counting on panic. That 357 Magnum brings raw terror through its absolute versatility. This beast drops targets point blank or from over 100 yards away. Every lowlife knows it. This ammo hits hard every time, no matter the weather or gun size. Rank 5. The AR-15 pistol. Imagine packing rifle heat into a frame as slick as a handgun. This setup is a predator's nightmare when facing modern defense tools. Using barrels between 7.5 and 11.5 inches, these pistols offer lethal force while staying tight in cramped halls. Using the 5.56 or 223 round, you get 1,200 foot-pounds of energy, even with short barrels, ensuring total destruction. This is how you mentally break predators. It wipes out any range edge the enemy expects. Scum rely on chaos and tight spots to bully their victims, but these pistols dominate close up and still reach out far when necessary. Carrying 30 rounds creates a level of mental dread that is intense. To a perp, this is not just dealing with a few stray shots. They are looking at a relentless, precise hail of lead until they are finished. The AR's customizable build screams the owner is lethal and trained. These owners know their ballistics and spend big on high-end gear. They have put in the hours mastering their weapon systems. That tactical readiness makes any street thug extremely nervous. Crucially, you do not need a bullseye to put someone down with this. That high-speed 5.56 round tears through targets like butter. Even non-lethal hits will stop them cold, crushing a crook's hope that fear will make the shooter miss. Rank 4. The 45 ACP 1911. What does a century of warfare prove about dropping bad guys? This platform is famous for ending a life with just one pull. Criminals fear this legend deeply. The 1911's 45 round pumps out 400 foot-pounds of force, but raw statistics do not reveal the whole brutal truth. This massive slug creates huge holes, earning it the flying ashtray title. Its impact is lethal. Here is why predators specifically avoid these guns. Those who pack a 1911 are built different. They value knockdown force over carrying extra rounds, showing they have total faith in their aim and tactics. This shooter is not just spray and pray. They are a calculated threat. That crisp, single-action trigger allows for surgical precision under fire, and thugs know a precise hit is far deadlier than misses. The smooth trigger and grip make hitting the target effortless, even while stressed. Mentally, that military history sends a clear message. Lethal intent. This is the sidearm that dominated 2 world wars, standing for 100 years of battlefield-proven stopping power. That fame strikes fear before the first shot is fired. Predators spot that frame and know they're facing combat-hardened tech. Handling a 1911 shows you've mastered a true warrior's tool. Anyone controlling the safeties and reloads with such precision has clearly logged serious hours sharpening their tactical edge. That's the exact nightmare every street thug prays to avoid. Coming in third, the AR-15 platform. Why do crooks recognize this outline from 3 football fields away? Because this rifle represents their absolute worst-case scenario. We're talking surgical aim, lethal energy, and endless firepower. A standard 5.56 load delivers 1,300 foot-pounds of stopping power. But raw force isn't the only thing haunting their dreams. It's the mix of precision and volume that creates total dominance. Reaching past 300 yards with 30 rounds ready, the AR-15 kills every advantage a criminal relies on. This platform owns the long game with pinpoint accuracy. Inside, these short carbines slice through rooms like lightning. Against a crowd, high-cap mags keep the lead flying. But there's a deeper psychological hit at play here. The AR-15 screams total commitment to staying alive. Choosing this for home defense shows you're dead serious. You've likely got the glass, gear, and training to win. That custom setup signals a technical expert ready for war. This means night vision, cans, and high-end tactical optics. Scumbags know AR owners bring a level of heat that makes their crimes a literal suicide mission. From a tactical view, seeing an AR-15 usually hints at deep training and high-tech home security. You're facing a networked, armed citizen who won't miss. Number 2. The Beretta 1301 Tactical. What happens when 12-gauge violence meets semi-auto speed? You get the unstoppable 1301 Tactical. It spits 4 buckshot rounds per second. Pure survival math. This Italian shredder is light, short, and incredibly fast. But those specs don't explain the sheer terror it causes. Its gas system cycles faster than anything, creating a wall of lead. This is where the criminal's mind truly breaks. Manual pumps give a thug a split second to move, or dive for cover between the shooter's racks. The 1301 slams those escape windows shut forever. Imagine this from the perspective of an intruder. You hear one blast and wait for that tiny pause to make a break. But that silence never comes. Instead, you're drowning in a relentless barrage that ends everything. With 7 rounds of immediate fire, the threat is over instantly. The true nightmare for an intruder? Lightning-fast reloads. Pros can cycle fresh shells into a 1301 in under 3 seconds flat. That's relentless firepower that keeps the fight going long after the tube runs dry. But let's look at the psychological warfare at play here. Rocking a 1301 screams tactical genius. It is not just some budget scattergun you grabbed off a shelf. It proves you have mapped out every threat and chose absolute domination. Taking the top spot, the Mossberg 590. Why does the Mossberg 590 strike such pure terror into the hearts of home invaders? Because it is the ultimate fusion of mental warfare and raw, bone-shattering power. The dread hits the very moment they hear that sound. That iconic rack of the pump action is the universal signal to run for your life. With the 590, that noise hits different. It is the sound of unavoidable consequences. This is military-grade hardware built to rip through the absolute worst conditions imaginable. Packing a 20-inch barrel and holding 8+1 rounds, the 590 unleashes pure 12-gauge hell. And here is the kicker that haunts every criminal. That wall of double-aught buckshot means you do not need a marksman's eye under pressure. At standard close-quarters range, even a shaky, high-adrenaline shot becomes an absolute game-ender. Its aggressive military profile sends one message. This is not for ducks. It is for predators. This is a surgical defensive weapon for those who take their survival seriously. From a street-smart perspective, facing a 590 is the ultimate nightmare. Unstoppable force meeting a resolute defender. That heavy-duty steel construction proves you are fully committed to holding the line. Here is the darkest secret they fear most. The 590 does not require a masterclass to be lethal. In the hands of anyone willing to fight, it is a massive power spike that annihilates any chance of a successful break-in. Thugs hunt the weak, but nothing signals a hard target like the legendary 590. Listen up. Here is the truth every intruder prays you never realize. The weapon that terrifies the most is the one that is locked, loaded, and ready to go. Predators will always dodge a fight they know they will lose. Having one of these bad boys flips the script from being a victim to being the hunter. It creates a kill zone that most criminals simply will not gamble their lives on. Scare them off first, but have the power to stop them for good. Just showing you are armed to the teeth stops trouble before it starts. That is the ultimate win. Which one of these beasts caught you off guard? Sound off in the comments and hit that subscribe button right now. Stay tuned for more tactical breakdowns that will keep you alive and kicking.